So here we are in the new boat. This is a Shipmate Senior 16-foot trailer sailor, a little tiny centerboard cruiser. Not huge, but certainly a bit bigger than the Tideway, and should be quite a bit more comfortable for some overnighting. Go and have some adventures. So it's unfitted inside at the moment, but then there's not a lot to it, so I shall soon remedy that, make it a nice little comfortable place to stay, I reckon. The basic layout is you've got one bunk down that side, centerboard case in the middle, right up the end. I think that's where you're supposed to have an anchor and stuff. I won't be doing that because I like to anchor from the cockpit. You've got a little sort of bench bit there, which I suppose you could cook on or something, and then another seating area or sleeping area, another berth where I'm sitting at the moment. There's a hatch up there, which is quite useful for ventilation certainly. I've got some lovely funky curtains, which I don't think are going to stay. So in the cockpit, I've got enough room for, I don't know, they say 4, but I'd only ever have 2 people in here. It's not self-draining, but there is a whale bilge pump built in, which is quite good. Nice lazarette locker where the outboard motor can, outboard battery can go. Yeah, it's got everything. It's got furling jib, which is good. So back in the boat after the Christmas break. It's the 27th today. We've had an uncharacteristically wet Christmas here in Spain. Absolutely torrential rain. Put a bit of a dampener on the proceedings, especially as we went off in the motorhome for a nice different Christmas away from home. We actually ended up driving back on Christmas Day because it was just horrendous. The weather was appalling. But anyway, sun's out now, so I thought I'd come and have a look at the boat, see how that's getting on. Loads of water in the cockpit, but that's all right. Managed to pump it out with the whale pump that's mounted there. Did, however, unfortunately find that there is a pinhole in the diaphragm in the pump, which means that for every time you pumped it, there was a little jet of water that went into the bilges. So I've just taken that lot out of the bilge. Not too bad. I mean, it was only just up to floor level, so no harm done. But I think the diaphragm is a job that needs to be done. Before Christmas, I started doing a few, trying to work out a few ideas of what I want to do inside. Try and introduce a bit of wood, make it look a bit nicer. So what I did was I actually stuck these bits of Christmas paper up on the side, and then I want to try and replicate that in some strips of plywood. I bought some plywood. I couldn't get anything nice, no beech face ply or anything here, no hardwood ply, just some pretty ordinary bog standard pine, but that'll do. So I've cut it into strips, and they need fixing on the walls, roughly where these bits of Christmas paper are going to sort of go up there, make it a bit nicer. And to mount them, what I've done is I've got a load of this batten, and I've cut it almost all the way through, sort of every 2 centimeters, to make it bendy. So the idea is to sort of epoxy these pieces on so they curve to the side of the hull, and then I can screw the sort of the plywood battens onto that. That's the idea. Don't know if it's going to work, but that's the plan. Before Christmas I did a little order on Temu actually, and bought some fiberglass tape, some fiberglass mat, a load of these little marker lights. Not sure if I'm going to use them or not, but they were dead cheap. I've got a little switch panel, some stainless steel hinges for the front hatch where the hinges are broken on that, and I bought a little reading light thing that I'm going to put in here as well. Probably be adding some more lighting. But the idea is to use the EcoFlow River power pack that we use on the motorhome. So I can put that in sort of down here somewhere, and then wire up the switches onto like a cigarette lighter, which will plug straight into the EcoFlow, and then that will just give a little electrical supply to lights and stuff like that, anything else I want to put in the boat. And then I can just remove the EcoFlow obviously when I get back. So that's the idea anyway. It's all going to be very, very simple. There's nothing complicated about this. So what I've done is I've stuck these battens on the hull sides now. I did actually film it yesterday, but I didn't realise that the battery on the camera had run out. So I've stuck these on, and the epoxy is just about gone off now, so I'm going to have a look and see how well they are attached. So I think the tape made a reasonably good job of holding them on, and yeah, they've gone on not too bad. There's a couple which have cracked and broken, but hopefully shouldn't be able to see them. And now I'm just working on some cardboard templates to cut out some plywood, just to put over these various mouldings up the front, make it look a bit neater, a bit nicer. So I've now painted the inside of the hull, this side anyway, in a lovely delightful shade of blue, and the next thing is to stick the slats of plywood on. They've all been varnished, had 6 coats of varnish, so they should be fairly well protected, and hopefully they should look good. And there we go, it's the finished result. I think it looks pretty smart in here now. Did manage to scratch the blue paint off. That came off rather easily actually. I'm a bit disappointed about that. So I'll have to obviously be very careful about bashing it or anything, because it just peels off. Maybe another couple of weeks or something and it'll be better. Maybe it's not quite hardened yet, but anyway, the wood looks good. This is the tray that I've made for the outboard battery. Just some plywood, and I've lined it with some packing foam, and it's got a bungee across the top to keep the battery in, and that's how it sits in the lazarette locker. I've just got to fiberglass it in with a bit of tape down the sides. That's why it's not painted down there, because I wanted to tape it onto the raw wood. So it was after recording this last bit that my camera broke, and I didn't manage to do any more filming on this particular project. I did try it with my phone, but I just couldn't get on with that, and I couldn't get it right and whatever, so I didn't bother. So I didn't record any of that, and we've also had some pretty bad weather just lately, so it's only just now that I've managed to get the boat in the water, and that will be in part 2.